From an 808 horsepower muscle car to the return of a familiar compact truck nameplate, there's activity everywhere you look in the automotive industry. We've got it all covered. Whether you're curious about two Korean rear-wheel drive 4-doors out to challenge the best German sports sedans and hatchbacks, or you've heard Subaru and Lexus are preparing new crossovers and want to get more info, stay tuned to see the experts at Motor Trend delve into future cars, what's coming up shortly, as well as what cool cars are on the way over the next few years. Dodge Challenger SRT Demon, what's now, cars, what's new? Are you seated? Check out these eye-popping numbers: 808 horsepower and 717 pounds-feet of torque. On premium on race gas with the optional race computer, those numbers spike to 840 horsepower and 770 pounds-feet of torque. Should you find your juiced-up demon on a VHT-prepped drag racing surface, the wrinkly Nitto tires will help it hit 60 mph in 2.1 seconds before destroying the quarter mile in 9.65 seconds at 140 mph. Oh, and 0 to 100 mph happens in 5.1 seconds. Aside from power, drag race special bits such as a transmission brake and using the car's AC compressor to super chill the intake air help the Demon achieve such big numbers. We won't know how the Demon will perform on a normal surface filled with 91 octane until we get our hands on one for testing. However, our favorite Demon number remains 1, as in the standard Demon only has 1 seat, and you thought the 3-seat McLaren F1 was cool. What's not? It's still an old Mercedes-Benz E-Class underneath all the blistered metal. When? Summer 2018. How much? $95,000. Estimated. Audi A5 Sportback. What's now, cars, what's new? More doors. The Audi A5 has long had the rival BMW 4 Series in its crosshairs, and with the Bimmer now available in a 4-door fastback sedan body style, Audi's following suit with its new A5 Sportback. Think of it as a mini Audi A7. Previously available in Europe on the first-generation A5, the new second-generation A5 Sportback comes to the US on Audi A4 sedan underpinnings, featuring the A5's signature fastback roofline, 2 rear doors, and a hatchback replacing the trunk. What's not? The A5 Sportback's engines are all carried over from the rest of the A4 and A5 lines. The base engine is a 2.0-liter turbo i4 good for 252 horsepower and 273 pounds-feet of torque, mated to a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Opt for an S5 Sportback, and you'll get a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 that makes a healthy 354 horsepower and 369 pounds-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed automatic. Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive system is standard with either engine. When? 2017. How much? $46,575 minus $59,775. Buick Regal. What's now, cars, what's new? For its 6th generation, the Buick Regal sedan will be replaced by 2 new body styles: the 2018 Buick Regal Sportback, a coupe-like hatchback, and the 2018 Buick Regal Touareg wagon. The redesigned Regal is based on the recently revealed Opel Insignia Grand Sport 4-door hatchback and Opel Insignia Sports Tourer wagon. Despite GM's recent sell-off of Opel and Vauxhall to French automaker PSA Group, the next-generation Buick Regal will be built by Opel in Germany. Power will come from GM's 2.0-liter turbocharged i4, mated to either a 9-speed automatic with front drive or an 8-speed automatic with all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive system features an active twin-clutch rear differential and is standard on Regal Touareg. What's not? Although the longer wheelbase and lightweight Epsilon 2 E2XX chassis is new to the Regal, the chassis already underpins the current Chevrolet Malibu sedan. The turbocharged 2.0-liter i4 makes 250 horsepower and 260 pounds-feet of torque in the front-drive Regal Sportback and 295 pounds-feet with all-wheel drive. When? Fall. How much? $32,000. Estimated. Kia Stinger GT. What's now, cars, what's new? Kia's slick 4-seat, 4-door, rear-wheel drive sports coupe targets BMW's 4 Series Gran Coupe with European-influenced style and performance. Kia's Frankfurt studio led the design from concept to production, and Albert Biermann was hired away from running BMW M division to hone the Stinger's handling, 8-speed transmission, and brake-based torque vectoring system. What's not? Base Stingers ship with a 255 horsepower 2.0-liter direct injection turbo 4, and premium Stinger GTs get a 365 horsepower 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6, which made its debut in the Genesis G90. All-wheel drive is optional on both models and is a performance-tuned variant of the Hyundai H-Track system. When? Fall. How much? $40,000. Porsche Panamera Sport Turismo. What's now? Cars. What's new? There's a more wagon-like 5-door body style that affords a new middle seat in the rear for a 5th passenger plus slightly more headroom and cargo capacity. Frankly, this is a win, win, win. What's not? There's no rear drive base model or long wheelbase version, but all-wheel drive powertrains denoted by 4 remain the same. The Panamera 4 gets a 330 horsepower turbo V6. The 4S gets a 440 horsepower twin-turbo V6. The 4E Hybrid features a 462 horsepower turbo V6 PHEV setup. And the Turbo rocks a 550 horsepower twin-turbo V8. When? Fall. How much? $97,250 minus $155,050. Volkswagen ARTEON. What's now? Cars. What's new? This flagship hatchback replacement for the CC 4-door coupe moves up in size to slot about halfway between the Audi A5 and A7 4-door hatches while picking up Audi-esque trappings such as real wood trim, full LED lighting, and virtual cockpit instrumentation. It also introduces a wide horizontal bar grille, a clamshell hood, and broad-shouldered styling that is likely to propagate throughout the VW portfolio. What's not? The Aisin 6-speed torque converter transaxle and front or 4-motion AWD powertrain parts are familiar, as is the 2.0 TSI gas engine. It's slightly detuned from Golf R specification to make an estimated 276 horsepower and 280 pounds-feet of torque. Our fingers are crossed for a future VR6 variant making 350-ish HP. When? 2018. How much? $39,000 minus $42,000. Estimated. Honda Civic Type R. What's now? Cars. What's new? After years of being forbidden fruit to American enthusiasts, the front-drive Honda Civic Type R will finally land on U.S. soil and promises to be the hottest Civic to date. Powered by a 306 horsepower 2.0-liter turbo 4 paired exclusively to a 6-speed manual, the Civic Type R packs a punch and backs it up with adaptive suspension and steering, Brembo brakes, and a helical limited slip differential. The car will also come as a single loaded package with a 540-watt premium audio system, LED headlights, a 7.0-inch touchscreen, navigation, a rear-view camera, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. What's not? The US-built 2.0-liter Turbo 4 is essentially a carryover engine from the previous generation, the Europe-only, 9th-generation Civic Type R. When? Currently. How much? $35,000. Estimated. Buick Enclave. What's now? SUVs. What's new? The 2018 Enclave is the second generation of Buick's successful 3-row, 7-seat family crossover. Gone is the jelly bean styling in favor of sleek new sheet metal. The Enclave also marks the debut of Buick's Avenir luxurious sub-brand, essentially Buick's version of GMC's Denali line. The Enclave Avenir is differentiated from lower-end models by Vonik Acrolite LED accent lighting, a unique grille, and higher quality leather inside. What's not? The new Enclave shares its underpinnings and powertrain with the new 2018 Chevrolet Traverse. Although the lesser Chevy has a variety of engines, the Buick Avenir's sole power plant is a 3.6-liter V6 good for 302 horsepower and 260 pounds-feet of torque. The V6 is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission and is available in both front and all-wheel drive. When? Fall. How much? $40,000 minus $50,000. Estimated. Chevrolet Traverse. What's now? SUVs. What's new? After the first-gen model's 9-year run, almost everything has been replaced. The new 3-row crossover still seats up to 8, but an updated 3.6-liter V6 is mated to a 9-speed auto. The front-drive-only RS model uses the same transmission with the Turbo 4. A modernized interior and full suite of active safety tech allow Chevrolet to offer a more premium high-country trim. What's not? The Traverse also retains the ability to tow around 5,000 pounds when properly equipped, and unlike the new GMC Acadia, it hasn't been downsized in its second iteration. When? Summer. How much? $30,000. Estimated. Alfa Romeo Stelvio. What's now? SUVs. What's new? This isn't just Alfa Romeo's first crossover. It's also based on the magnificent Giulia sedan, which recently blew away all of its luxury car rivals in both 4-cylinder and V6 variants. It remains to be seen whether the 5-passenger Stelvio can repeat that performance. However, our initial impressions are that the handsome hatchback could, like its lower-to-the-ground brother, be the jack of all trades and master of them all too. What's not? The Stelvio arrives with the same two engines. The 2.0-liter 4 makes 280 horsepower, the 2.9-liter V6 cranks out 505 horsepower, and 8-speed automatic transmission as the Giulia, but with standard all-wheel drive. When? Late summer. How much? $42,000 minus $77,000. Estimated. Ford EcoSport. What's now? SUVs. What's new? The EcoSport, pronounced EcoSport, is a new subcompact crossover that will be offered in S, say, SES, and top-spec titanium trim. Based on the architecture of the subcompact Fiesta, this burgeoning, and already crowded, segment includes the Chevrolet Trax, Honda HR-V, Jeep Renegade, Mazda CX-3, Nissan Juke, and Subaru XV CROSSTREK. Ford hopes a tablet-style touchscreen and even a high-end audio system by Bang & Olufsen will allow it to leapfrog the connected tech entries. What's not? Powertrains are shared with other Ford products and will include an EcoBoost, EcoBoost 1.0-liter turbocharged inline-3 and a 2.0-liter inline-4. Output from the engines in this offering has not yet been announced but should be no less than the 123 and 160 horsepower versions found in the Fiesta and Focus. Front drive and a 6-speed automatic are standard with the 1.0-liter engine, and the 2.0-liter comes with standard all-wheel drive. When? 2018. How much? $19,000 minus $28,000. Estimated. GMC Terrain. What's now? SUVs. What's new? 3 new engines include 2 gasoline turbocharged inline-4s paired with a recently unveiled 9-speed automatic transmission co-developed with Ford. A turbodiesel i4 also joins the mix and gets a 6-speed automatic. Gone is the traditional gear shifter in favor of a push-button selector in the center console. What's not? As before, the Terrain shares its platform and engines with the Chevrolet Equinox. Though the latter's base engine doesn't benefit from the new 9-speed auto, the Terrain also shares very few body panels with the Chevy, which is evident from its bolder styling. When? Summer. How much? $25,970 minus $38,495. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. What's now? SUVs. What's new? Essentially the first all-new product from Mitsubishi in years. The Eclipse Cross aims to revive the struggling brand's vehicle lineup. Powered by a new 1.5-liter direct-injected turbo 4 paired to a CVT, the Eclipse Cross will slot in between the Outlander and Outlander Sport and compete against the likes of the Honda CR-V and Toyota RAV4. A new infotainment system with touchscreen or touchpad controls, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration, and a head-up display will also make their debuts in the Eclipse Cross. What's not? The Eclipse name is borrowed from the popular front-drive sporty coupe and convertible that was in production from the 1990 to 2012 model years. When? 2018. How much? $24,000. Estimated. Nissan Rogue Sport. What's now? SUVs. What's new? The Rogue Sport is new to the US, but the crossover has been on sale for years in other markets under the cash cow nameplate. Unlike the larger Rogue, which can be had with an optional 3-row, 7-seat configuration. The smaller Rogue will only be sold as a 2-row 5-seater. The sole powertrain choice is a 2.0-liter i4 making 141 horsepower. What's not? The platform is shared with the normal Rogue, which means both utilize similar hardware and technology, including lane departure warning and other driver assistance features like the Rogue. The Rogue Sport will be offered with front or all-wheel drive veterans. When? Currently. How much? $22,380. Subaru CROSSTREK. What's now? SUVs. What's new? The second-gen Subaru CROSSTREK arrives on the new Subaru Global platform. The 2018 CROSSTREK gets many of the same updates as the related Impreza, including an updated 152 horsepower 2.0-liter flat-4 engine, a revised CVT, and improved safety tech. All-wheel drive still comes standard, as does the X-Mode all-terrain drivetrain program. What's not? The styling, not that Subi owners will mind. The 2018 Subaru CROSSTREK doesn't look all that different from the outgoing model despite sharper headlight and taillight designs and a new grille. The model should also continue to offer the same qualities that made the last generation so popular, including good fuel economy, capability, and practicality. When? Summer. How much? $22,000. Estimated. Volkswagen Tiguan. What's now? SUVs. What's new? Volkswagen's new compact crossover with a sliding second row and an optional third row has been sized right for the American market. We're getting the longer wheelbase version of the new Tiguan, which is 4.6 inches longer than the Honda CR-V. Like the CR-V, the Tiguan offers a turbo 4. In the VW's case, the standard 2.0-liter engine makes 184 horsepower and 221 pounds-feet of torque and comes mated to an 8-speed auto. What's not? VW's focus remains on providing a premium-ish experience among mainstream brands. The Tiguan will offer a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, a panoramic sunroof, 19-inch wheels, and a pedestrian monitoring system along with a full suite of active safety tech. Also, don't expect a diesel-powered Tiguan in the US ever. When? Late summer. How much? $26,000. Estimated. Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. What's now? Trucks, vans. What's new? Chevy blends the nimble dimensions and rockhopper suspension articulation of a Jeep Wrangler with the high-speed desert racing capability of a Ford Raptor by redesigning the Colorado's underpinnings and fitting high-tech multimatic shocks to ride smoother than base trucks while tolerating extreme abuse. Locking front and rear differentials, 9 driveline modes, and skid plate protection of the radiator, oil pan, and transfer case are also part of the deal. What's not? There's no Raptor-esque fire-breathing engine under the hood. ZR2S can be had with either the 3.6-liter V6 and 8-speed automatic or the 2.8-liter turbo diesel 4 and a 6-speed, with your choice of extended cab/6-foot-2-inch box or crew cab/5-foot-2-inch box. When? Currently. How much? $40,995 minus $42,620. Ford F-150. What's now? Trucks, vans. What's new? The biggest news occurs under the hood, where the F-150 gets 4 new engines including the first diesel offered in an F-150. That 3.0-liter Power Stroke should produce north of 250 horsepower and 400 pounds-feet. A 3.3-liter 282 horsepower and 253 pound-feet naturally aspirated V6 will be the new base engine. The 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6 gets efficiency upgrades. The 3.5-liter V6 EcoBoost was revised for the 2017 model year, and a 5.0-liter V8 is expected to get more torque and horsepower. The base V6 gets a 6-speed automatic, all others get 10 speeds. What's not? The body is still the same, continuing with a wide use of aluminum. We will see the same 6 variants ranging from the work-oriented XL to the top-of-the-line Limited. When? Fall. How much? $29,000 minus $64,000. Estimated. Honda Odyssey. What's now? Trucks, vans. What's new? With minivans still an essential part of many young families, the Odyssey makes a strong case for itself with a more powerful V6 backed by a choice of 9-speed or all-new 10-speed automatics. The second row seats slide sideways for easy access to the third row, but the backrest cannot fold flat to accommodate long objects. New tech includes an available Wi-Fi hotspot. What's not? Honda's effort to bring style to the minivan. When? Spring. How much? $31,000 minus $45,500, estimated. Toyota Sienna. What's now? Trucks, vans. What's new? Because the Sienna shares underpinnings and component sets with the Highlander and Camry, we expect the next generation minivan to share the revolutionary TNGA platform. But because developing the Prius and Camry first on this architecture accounted for so much of Toyota R&D's engineering reserves, the Sienna has been pushed to a 9-year cycle. What's not? For the time being, Toyota has given the 2018 model year Sienna, pictured, a facelift, an upgraded infotainment system, improved safety features, and quieter front and side glass. The Sienna got the 296 horsepower 3.5-liter engine and 8-speed transmission for the 2017 mid-cycle change, so you can expect those to carry over into the TNGA redesign. When? Spring 2019. How much? $31,000 minus $45,000, estimated. Audi Q8. What's next? SUVs. What's new? Macho, sharp-edged sheet metal leaves you in no doubt. The Q8 is meant to be Audi's big, sporty SUV, positioned above the family-friendly, 3-row Q7. The Q8 shares its sleek, high-tech interior with the forthcoming A8 sedan, along with a new mild hybrid powertrain composed of a 3.0-liter V6 with electric-assisted turbochargers and an electric motor mounted between it and the 8-speed automatic transmission. Total system output is 469 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet. Audi says that's enough to get the Q8 Sport to 60 mph in less than 4.7 seconds and to a top speed of 171 mph. What's not? Under the skin, the Q8 will share a lot of mechanical hardware with the existing Q7, including the regular 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 in entry-level models, the 8-speed automatic transmission, and the available adaptive air suspension and 4-wheel steering. When? 2018. How much? $60,000 minus $80,000, estimated. Subaru Ascent. What's next? SUVs. What's new? Measuring 198.8 inches long, 78.3 inches wide, and 72.4 inches tall, this is the largest vehicle Subaru has ever produced. The 3-row Ascent will ride on a modified version of Subaru's new Subaru Global platform, which underpins the all-new Impreza and CROSSTREK. Shifting away from 6-cylinder engines, the 7-passenger Ascent will be powered by an all-new 2.4-liter direct-injection turbocharged flat-4 engine. Expect to see the production version on sale in 2018. What's not? This is not Subaru's first 3-row SUV. It follows the Tribeca, which ended in 2014. Like most Subaru models, the automaker's ubiquitous flat-4 engine and symmetrical all-wheel drive system will come equipped in this upcoming model. Expect to see Subaru's EyeSight driver assist technology available on the Ascent. When? 2018. How much? $35,000. Lexus UX. What's next? SUVs. What's new? Just about everything on this concept model is new. The UX will be positioned below the larger NX and RX crossovers, and it combines the rugged look of an off-roader with a coupe-like cabin. The interior features the first application of the kinetic seat concept, web-like seat cushions and backrests that move kinetically with the occupant's weight. The concept's traditional side mirrors are replaced by cameras, and there is a removable soundbar built into the passenger side dashboard. No telling if those details will reach production. Drive-the-train details have not been revealed, but the UX will be underpinned by the Toyota new global architecture and possibly replace the aged CT200H hatchback. What's not? Toyota's recent use of the large spindle grille and sharp angles for its exterior styling can be seen on the UX concept. The UX will likely be available with a hybrid engine mated to a CVT, a similar setup in other Toyota hybrid models. The UX also sports the double rear spoiler that can be seen on the all-new CHR subcompact crossover. When? 2018. Earliest. How much? $29,000. BMW X2. What's next? SUVs. What's new? With the X3 moving up in size to be as large as the original X5, The X2 will keep the compact X1 company in the more affordable end of the BMW lineup, but expect something sleeker and more activity coupe in appearance compared to the more upright X1 look. Some might even call it a tall hatchback. Perhaps the most noticeable styling hook is the dramatic inversion of the iconic kidney grille. The placement of a roundel on a hatchback pillar is also intriguing. What's not, given that X2 comes from the X1 platform, also shared with many countrymen? It will be front-drive based and share the same component set as the X1. Hence, a 228 horsepower 2.0-liter Turbo 4 will be the predominant engine, mated to an 8-speed automatic. When? Late 2017. How much? $35,000. Estimated. Jaguar I-PACE. What's next? SUVs. What's new? Leave it to Jaguar to initial its small SUV with an E, but its electric crossover with an I. Jaguar's first pure electric car, a 5-passenger performance vehicle on a dedicated EV platform, is coming with next-gen technology, a futuristic design with an aerodynamic hood vent, flush door handles, and a glass roof. The battery pack and electric motors were developed in-house. The I-PACE has a 90 kW HR battery and 2 motors to generate 400 horsepower and 516 pounds-feet of torque, which Jaguar claims will go 060 mph in about 4.0 seconds. It also has all-wheel drive. Range will exceed 220 miles, and the battery can be fast-charged to 80% of capacity in 90 minutes. What's not? It shares the same D7 flexible aluminum architecture as the F-PACE, which includes an ARM front and multi-link rear suspension. It will also get Jaguar's all-surface progress control system and adaptive surface response for better traction and control in slippery conditions. Also look for the I-PACE to have Jag's familiar face. When? Second half of 2018. How much? $90,000. Estimated. Jaguar E-PACE. What's next? SUVs. What's new? This will be the smallest SUV in the Jaguar lineup, slotting below the F-PACE, to go up against the Audi Q3, BMW X1, and Mercedes-Benz GLA. It is not quite a mirror image of the F-PACE, as spy shots show a more coupe-like silhouette and lower roofline, making it more of a tall hatch than an SUV. It is expected to include a hybrid or all-electric version. What's not? With the familiar Jaguar face and grille, this Jaguar will share a platform with the Land Rover Discovery Sport and Range Rover Evoque, which would make it front-wheel drive with optional all-wheel drive. Expect it to tap the Ingenium family of gasoline and diesel 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engines and come with an 8-speed automatic transmission. Inside, it will share the Jaguar Land Rover Pro infotainment system. When? 2018. How much? $34,000. Estimated. INFINITI QX50. What's next? SUVs. What's new? The INFINITI QX50 is growing up to better position itself against the BMW X3, Mercedes-Benz GLC, Cadillac XT5, and others. The next QX50 will switch to a new front-drive based platform from the Renault-Nissan alliance, and it will get INFINITI's first production variable compression engine, a 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Expect styling to stay close to the QX50 concept. What's not? Nothing. The QX50 will be all new, trading its rear drive, INFINITI G37 derived mechanicals for a high-tech engine, a more modern chassis, and more crossover-like proportions. When? 2018. How much? $39,000. Estimated. Ford Bronco. What's next? SUVs. What's new? After decades off the market, the Ford Bronco is finally returning. Very little is known at this point, but Ford promises it will be true to its heritage and be off-road ready. We take that to mean it'll be recognizable as a Bronco and not a warmed-over crossover. Rumors have suggested it might feature solid axles both front and rear like the Jeep Wrangler, but the platform it shares currently uses an independent front suspension. We predict Ford's compact 2.7-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6 will be on offer, and hopefully Ford's inline 5-turbo diesel will be too. What's not? The Bronco will share the same body-on-frame platform as the new Ranger pickup. When? 2020. How much? $28,000. Estimated. Mid-engine Corvette. What's next? Cars. What's new? Zora Arquestant have always wanted to turn his Corvette sports car into a mid-engine exotic, and Chevrolet is finally granting his wish more than 60 years later. All we know for certain is the engine placement because there's no hiding the car's proportions. The hot rumors suggest a 6.2-liter twin-turbocharged DOHC V8. Though Chevy could always stick with its supercharged pushrod V8. Rumor also has it the car will be named Zora in honor of the Corvette's creator. What's not, it will most likely still carry the Corvette flags and sit atop the model lineup, but otherwise, expect the car's architecture to be original. When? 2019. How much? $100,000. Estimated. Genesis G70. What's next? Cars. What's new? Unlike the Genesis G80 and G90, which are rebadged Hyundai Genesis and Equus sedans, the G70 will be an all-new model with no direct predecessor. The G70 is aimed squarely at the BMW 3 Series and Mercedes-Benz C-Class, and it will ride on a new platform that's likely related to the one underpinning the Kia Stinger. What's not? Drivetrain options should look pretty familiar, with a 2.0-liter turbocharged i4 derived from the unit in the Stinger serving as the base engine and Hyundai Kia's 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 powering the range-topping G70. Expect Hyundai's second-generation 8-speed automatic to be the only transmission choice. When? Q1 2018. How much? $39,000. Estimated. Mercedes-AMG GT4. What's next? Cars. What's new? Taking aim at the Porsche Panamera, the Mercedes-AMG GT4 is a radically styled four-door fastback. Although we've only seen it in concept form, pictured here, the model is 90% ready for production. It will offer a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 making anywhere from nearly 500 to more than 600 horsepower. On top-tier models, a V8 engine comes paired to a rear-mounted electric motor for a total output of 800 horsepower. What's not? It is expected to ride on the same platform as the Mercedes-Benz E63. Incidentally, the concept shares its naming convention with the Mercedes-AMG GT Coupe range, but the vehicles are very different. When? Likely in the first half of 2019. How much? $150,000 minus $200,000. Estimated. McLaren BP23. What's next? Cars. What's new? Like the legendary McLaren F1, the BP23 has 3 seats, with the driver in the center of the car. But McLaren says it's in homage, not a successor, to the coupe that started the hypercar trend. The BP23 won't be chasing record 060 acceleration times, and although it will be the fastest McLaren road car ever, faster than the 240 mph F1, it won't outrun a Bugatti Chiron. McLaren calls the BP23 a hybrid GT, a car that will be staggeringly quick, thanks to advanced aerodynamics and lightweight, but refined and luxurious at the same time, with a comfortable ride. What's not? BP23 will be built using some of the hardware developed for the new McLaren 720S, including the revised 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 engine. It will also feature performance-boosting electric motors. Total powertrain system output is likely to be more than 1,000 horsepower. When? 2019. How much? $2.5 million. Estimated. Infiniti Q60 Project Black S. What's next? Cars. What's new? The Q60 Project Black S has a really its true KERS system like F1 cars have. There's one electric motor to assist the rear wheels and another to instantly spin up the turbo to high boost levels and send some energy to the battery at high RPMs. And a nifty kind of push-to-pass button, which would allow short bursts of otherwise redline power, is also possible. What's not? The underlying engine would supposedly be the 400 horsepower twin-turbo V6 from the Q50 Red Sport 400, but with the new bits added, power to the wheels would probably be north of 500 horsepower. When? 2019 or later. How much? $65,000 minus $70,000. Estimated. Porsche Mission E. What's next? Cars. What's new? The Porsche Mission E will be the German automaker's first electric vehicle, and it will come with an estimated 600 horsepower and more than 300 miles of range on a single charge. Porsche will also develop an 800-volt charger for the Mission E that can charge the car's floor-mounted lithium-ion battery to 80% in 15 minutes, and it will come with a wireless charging system. All-wheel drive will likely come standard along with a torque vectoring system that can send torque to individual wheels. What's not? Despite being an EV, the Porsche Mission E's looks shouldn't veer too far away from Porsche's design language, meaning it's going to look familiar despite the different powertrain and underpinnings. When? 2020. How much? Around $100,000. Mercedes-Benz CLS-CLASS. What's next? Cars. What's new? As it enters its third generation, the CLS will receive design tweaks, including a reshaped grille. It's possible the CLS will grow in length so that it's better positioned in between the E-Class and S-Class. What's not? Like the previous CLS, the new model has a raked roofline that gives it the profile of a coupe. As we've seen in photos of camouflaged prototypes, the large dual display that sits on top of the dashboard comes straight from the E-Class. The CLS is also expected to share the E-Class platform. When? Likely before the end of 2018. How much? $78,000. Estimated. Honda Accord. What's next? Cars. What's new? Although crossovers are gaining popularity, the Accord sedan remains one of Honda's most important products. Expected to shrink slightly, the 10th generation Accord adopts a sportier appearance and a new sloping roofline. If it follows the trend of the Civic and CR-V, the Accord will offer turbocharged power. What's not? As Honda strives to reduce its platform count, the new Accord will likely be built on the same architecture as the new Civic. The Accord Hybrid should continue using the next generation 2-motor system from the current model. The existing 2.4-liter engine could also carry over as the base engine. When? Late 2017. How much? $23,000. Estimated. Toyota Supra. What's next? Cars. What's new? BMW and Toyota have collaborated on a Z4 successor for the Bavarians and a next-generation Supra to help satisfy CEO Akio Toyoda's need for speed. Rumors abound, but we know trademarks for Supra have been filed in the US and Europe, and that Austrian supplier Magnasta will build roughly 60,000 of the rear-drive, two-door sports cars for both companies. What's not? Since the start, Supras have been powered by 6-cylinder engines, and the 5th generation, MKV if you're hip, should be no different. But rumor says its cylinders will be in a V formation, with a turbo for each bank. When? 2018, 20 years after US sales of the last Supra ceased. How much? $50,000. Estimated. Nissan V-Motion 2.0 concept. What's next? Cars. What's new? The Nissan V-Motion 2.0 concept doesn't preview a specific model. Rather, it is a styling exercise that previews the automaker's future design direction, much like the Nissan Sport Sedan concept previewed the current Nissan Maxima sedan. This could be the preview of the next Altima. Nissan's signature V-Motion grille insert floats in the middle of the larger and bolder front grille, and the floating roof design features a one-piece carbon fiber floating pillar that replaces the A-pillar, roof rails, and C-pillar. It floats above the wraparound rear window glass. Other design elements included a split panoramic glass roof and suicide rear doors. What's not? Although many of the design elements might make it to production, don't expect the floating center console, high-tech infotainment screen, and show car door hinges to make it into production. When? 2018 to 2019. How much? $25,000. Estimated. Ford Ranger. What's next? Trucks, vans. What's new? After discontinuing the Ranger in the US in 2011, Ford is bringing it back. Competition in the mid-size segment has been fierce, with the Chevrolet Colorado eating part of the pie from the Toyota Tacoma. International markets saw a new Ranger last year, but the US spec will be all new and will be built at Ford's Michigan assembly plant, where production will start at the end of 2018. What's not? Nothing. We expect the Ranger engine lineup to include the 2.5-liter Duratec 4-cylinder and the 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6. Given that the Colorado and Tacoma offer an off-road capable package, ZR2 and TRD Pro, respectively, we wouldn't rule out the possibility to see an FX4 package on the new Ranger. When? 2019. How much? $22,000. Estimated. Chrysler Portal Concept, what's next? Trucks Vans, what's new? First shown at the 2017 CES, the Chrysler Portal Concept is a pure electric vehicle with 3 rows of seating. Chrysler calls it the 5th generation of family transportation. The Portal Concept features front and rear sliding doors with glass panels at the top and bottom. An underfloor-mounted 100 kilowatt HR lithium-ion battery pack maximizes interior space. The battery is estimated to have a range of 250 miles. And the 350 kilowatt DC fast charger can add 150 miles of range in less than 20 minutes. What's not? It's still a one-box design with 3 rows of seating. When? After 2018. How much? $45,000. Estimated.